You got to think in, what, 1999 when episode 1 came out, I was like 12 years old. I mean, yeah. What are you going to do?
Hello and welcome to Higginsanity. I'm your host, Jason Higgins.
I'm your co-host Dan Slott. We're excited to be here and good start to the cast as always. Please rate, subscribe, review. Higginsanity on YouTube, Dan Sanity on Twitter, dansanity@gmail.com, and that's one Dan Sanity on Twitter and Gmail. You can see it right up there. So again, rate, review, subscribe.
So I was thinking, I know like when we come on these podcasts, we come up with ideas at random at all different times. Sometimes we just come up on
Yeah.
podcasts on the fly, right? So when you were over the other day and we were filming like our intro video, what TV show were we watching?
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec. And so I don't know if you caught this comment that I made or heard it when this particular person came onto the screen, Miss Ann Perkins.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's absolutely beautiful. And so I thought today we could talk about celebrity crushes and some of the crushes we had growing up
Okay.
as a kid to now, and see if
Mm-hmm.
see if they're still the same. Who's kind of came into play, who's kind of left the scenes, who kind of like was like there at the beginning, but then as you're like kind of now what you know.
Yeah. No, I got you. As we evolve and grow as people, if our celebrity crushes evolve and grow with us, or if we kind of revert back to our youth.
Right.
I will say, no shock here. One of my earliest celebrity crushes was Natalie Portman.
Well,
I
because
mean,
we all
she's
know
still good
why. We
looking.
all know why,
I
obviously.
mean,
What was our last
she's
episode
still good
again?
looking, but she went to the vegan side and she's too skinny now. But like, I mean, you got to think in, what, 1999 when episode 1 came out, I was like 12 years old. I mean, yeah. What are you gonna do?
I mean, that doesn't surprise me, obviously, because she was on Star
Yeah.
Wars. I mean,
Yeah.
you weren't. Was
And
it?
it wasn't even till later when I watched like Garden State
Mhm.
where I appreciated her even more. But obviously she's been in Thor now, and what's the ballerina movie that she was in? It was like Black something.
The Black Swan?
Yeah, Black Swan. I think
Was
that's what it
she in
was.
that?
Black Swan. Wasn't she? I
I
think
don't
so. I
know.
don't know. I've
I
never seen
honestly, I
it.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, I would say and she was in V for Vendetta as
Yes.
well.
Yep. I do remember that.
Yeah, Black Swan, Closer. I don't know what you're talking about with Ashton Kutcher, but yeah, I mean
Yeah, she was. I
that was
forget
probably
what it
my
was called.
first. I mean, outside of like just being like a little kid and be like, that person's so hot, but like first like realistic celebrity crush, it was definitely Natalie Portman.
See, mine was, and Skylar's gonna be glad I'm gonna say this person because he's gonna be ready just to pop this one right on the screen. Tori Wilson. So I watched WWE growing up as a kid, and so she was one of the WWE divas. And
Okay.
Tori Wilson, blonde hair. I mean, she was beautiful. And back in the day, they had like the bra and panties matches. They had, the bikini contests, and so at that time, I'm like 10, 11, 12 years old. I'm in the back living room, and all you hear of me is like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then my dad's like walking in the room. He's like, what? Oh, okay. What you turn this off,
Yeah.
and then he's like, but not really. And because Tori Wilson, I mean, I was in love with Tori Wilson. Like I would play like SmackDown versus Raw 2007, and I would buy all the Tori Wilson posters in the game and put them in my locker room. And like anytime, like I would create my person, like in the story mode, like I would get with
Okay.
Tori Wilson. Like she would be my girlfriend, like my manager or whatever, every single time. Like
I got
even though
you. I
Stacy
got you. I'm looking.
Keebler was, Stacy
Yeah.
Keebler was up there, Candace Michelle, Melina. A funny story about Melina. So when I was a kid growing up, me and my dad, one of my buddies growing up as one of my friends growing up, him and his dad went with us to Kentucky Kingdom, and at Kentucky Kingdom that night they had Monday Night Raw, and this is
Okay.
back when Chris Benoit was wrestling. Obviously, he's no longer with us because of what what had happened. But that night, so we're like maybe 3 or 4 rows up because it's like a Kentucky Kingdom special. I mean, we're going in. So it's just me and my buddy, his dad, my dad. We go there, and Melina, the WWE diva, like she is beautiful, and she like stunts in, always does like the splits, everything like that. So they're in the ring. Well, Chris Benoit flips Melina over the ropes and just leaves her there to where her butt is just
Oh
chilling there, and
gosh.
she's got just a purple thong on at that point. And so you can imagine 10-year olds, 4 rows up, seeing Melina right there. We're like, we were like crazy. My dad was like, "Oh my god!" Like, of course this would happen. And like Chris Benoit just holds her there for like 5-10 seconds, just chills, just holds her there. Chris Benoit is like waving to us, and we're like, "What? The Wolverine?" And yeah, but yeah, Tori Wilson
Yeah.
was my girl, and Skylar can pop it literally on this video and talk about Tori Wilson and my love for her growing up as a kid and growing up. I was like
You
I
were
could tell
infatuated.
I got some Tori Wilson. I remember chilling in my parents' bedroom because like the TV I used to watch it on, I think wasn't working that night, so my dad's like, you can go watch it in the bedroom. So I'm like in the bedroom, and they had like this Christmas special. It was over in it was overseas somewhere. I think it was like in Afghanistan. It was somewhere. I can't remember where it was. It was overseas though, and it was a military special. And like, I think it was Tori Wilson, Stacy Keebler, and I think Candace Michelle. And they're all out there in like, like Christmas lingerie and all rolling. I mean, and everybody's just crazy. And I'm just in there, and my parent just like chilling as a 11-year-old, like living life, loving it. So that was my first. Was Tori Wilson was my lady.
Yeah. I mean, if I was gonna go that young, I mean, Tiffany Amber Thiessen would probably like
Okay.
because I was younger
No,
then.
yeah, because you're
Before,
younger, so you're gonna have yeah.
yeah. So if you like you went 8 and 10. So yeah, like watching Saved by the Bell after school
Oh,
and seeing Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
that's.
I
I
mean,
mean,
that's like that's prime real estate right there. I
she's
mean,
every '90s kid's
yeah,
crush.
exactly. I mean, it's very stereotypical, but you
Yes.
know,
Saved by the Bell, like that's every night. That's like
yeah,
it's like one of
because it
every
was it
yeah.
was also different than like Family Matters and
Hmm.
Full House
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they were older than you, so
yeah,
you like looked up to them and kind of idolized them more. Whereas in like
yeah,
Family Matters and Full House, they were their same age, so you're like, that's just like a kid in my class. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Where she was like the untouchable, like hot girl in school.
yeah. Not gonna lie, in Full House, when I was growing up, if I wanted to be like anybody, I wanted to be like John Stamos.
Oh, that's a groovy. Have mercy.
So I wanted to be like
Oh,
Uncle
of
Jesse.
course. I
Like
mean,
I
you want to
wanted
talk
the
about
leather jacket.
stereotypes, like the guy you want to be like.
Yeah, like
I
the
mean, come
hair
on.
always had the girl, the
No
motorcycle.
one wants to be coming up from the basement going, "Cut it out." Like
Oh
you want to be the bad.
yes,
You want to be the badass, slick back
yes,
hair, dark,
yes,
has the hot chick.
yes. Not
Like the cool uncle. Yeah, of course. You
not
want to
gonna
be
lie,
like
I did
Jesse.
dress up like John Stamos for Celebrity Day back in high school for Spirit Day. One of the weeks, I dressed up
Got
as
the
John
leather
Stamos.
jacket and everything.
Had the leather jacket. I had the black
Oh yeah.
wig. I mean, the aviator shades. The oh
Hmm.
yeah. I went all out of those times. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's funny. I love
It is
Family
funny
Matters
too,
too.
like how like Yeah, that was a good show. But it's funny how when you're young, like, did you ever watch Boy Meets World?
Yes, and that's
And the
another.
older brother who had like the leather jacket and the
Mhm.
slick, like he was just like when you're young and you're watching it, you're like, I want to be just like him when you grow up.
Mhm.
And then you grow up, you're like, I want to be nothing like
Nothing
him.
like
Like
yeah.
he's, but
So
yeah.
another one kind of growing up for me. Well, what was funny is Jessica Simpson. I don't know if she was for you, but Jessica Simpson back when she was on Dukes of Hazzard, when she was on that '70s show. Growing up, I had a poster of her on my door of her
Jessica
sweeping.
Simpson was on that '70s show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
She
okay.
dated Ashton Kutcher on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I would
yeah.
say when she was like her prime for me was when she was on like Employee of the Month in that era
Oh
with
yeah,
Dane
employee.
Cook.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
movie. That's a good movie.
yeah.
Yeah, I loved her in
And
that.
the whole scene where she's like, "I hate my ears," and it's like a like a 10-minute scene just about her ears,
Yeah.
and she's sitting there like being all like, "I don't want anybody to look at them. I just put my hair down."
I
Yeah.
like when they sell the guy's
It's
car.
an '87 Honda. How dare you?
I laugh when they sell the guy's car and his
Oh
buddy's just
yeah.
like so butthurt about it.
I can't believe you sold your wheels to that dude. You promised.
I had to.
And for $9,980 less than what you would have charged me?
And it's funny because he plays that role and then he's
He's
Napoleon
in Napoleon
Dynamite's partner
Dynamite.
in crime on that too. So it's just like he always is like the partner in crime on those types of
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
But Vanessa Ann Hutchins is one still for me. I think
Vanessa
Vanessa
Ann
Ann
Hutchins.
Hutchins is one of the most beautiful people that has ever stepped foot on this planet. And she was in High School Musical. So I watched the High School Musicals. Breaking Free was my jam. Honestly, anytime that song
I think
comes
you
on,
mentioned that before.
yeah, if that song comes on in the car.
We're breaking free.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah, Vanessa. So funny story. So back in college,
I can see why you like her.
So back in college, I'm not gonna lie, there was a
Mhm.
few nights where me and my roommate
Oh gosh.
partied a little too hard, and we'd come back to the room and we'd watch High School Musical. And at one point, both of us are staring at the screen like, dude, Vanessa's literally singing to me, like she's looking dead at me in the eyes right now. And we had like a full-on conversation, like, bro, Vanessa Ann Hutchins is looking at me right now singing. And like my other roommate is in the apartment, and he don't drink, don't party, don't nothing. He walks out and he's just watching us. He just liked watching us and
Just,
videotaping us
just
just
like
because we were
these
just
morons,
yeah. He's like,
these
look at these guys.
idiots.
Like, look, this is
They're
what they
staring
do.
at a
Yeah,
screen,
this was like
convinced
on
that
a
she's
regular
like
Tuesday night too. This
deep
was just
into
like a
their
base.
souls. Like, yeah,
Yeah, this was out of This was the off season, so this was like just a basic Tuesday night, and we were just sitting there, and it's just like, dude, Vanessa Ann Hutchins is like staring at us, man. But she is beautiful. Her in Spring Breakers. Her
yeah.
now, I mean, just I follow her on TikTok. Like, she is absolutely beautiful. If she sees this video and wants to contact me, that'd be phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Definitely
sure
not gonna
she's gonna
happen.
start.
But she is, I mean, she's a goddess that stepped foot on this earth. And if I marry a girl that looks like Vanessa Ann Hutchins or Jenna Ortega, either one, I'd be a pretty happy guy. Pretty happy
Jenna
man.
Ortega.
Have you not seen the new Scream or the last one?
Oh, okay. I told you I'm bad with actors'
Oh yeah,
names
that's
and
true. You
musicians.
just gotta, yeah.
I when I see someone, I'm like, oh yeah, they were in that, and that, but I don't remember names. So as soon as I looked her up, we're good.
Yeah. See, Jenna Ortega
I
is
yeah, I definitely went through a ScarJo phase.
a who?
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, I thought I didn't hear what you said. That's why I was like, okay.
Yeah, no,
Understandable.
Yeah, 100%. Not the short hair. I feel like when she tries too hard, she looks worse. When she's just kind of like her natural person,
Mm-hmm.
which I've always been kind of attracted to, like someone who looks natural and doesn't have to like throw on a shit ton of makeup, and if
Yeah.
they walk outside in the rain, it looks like their face is melting. like that's never appealed to me. So I feel like when she's more just her natural self, she's hotter than when she like tries to do tons of weird shit with her hair and get dolled up and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I liked Kaylee
Like
Cuoco
that
better.
scene when she's got the long curly red hair
Mhm.
in
Okay.
one of the Marvel movies, I forget, and she like drops down, she just like flips her hair up like that, and I'm just like, yes, please.
So it's interesting because both people that you've picked have come from your favorite types of movies and
Yeah,
interests, Marvel and Star Wars. Have you noticed
I
that?
guess. Yeah, yeah. But I also feel like Natalie is from just like a little kid perspective, where Scar like I found that, and this isn't just in celebrities,
Mhm.
but like as I've gotten older, and this could be an age thing,
Mhm.
but like they have to look mature. Like they can't just look like a kid because then I just feel like creepy and like like it's not I can't even be attracted to them. Like they have to have a mature aspect,
Mm.
whether it's the way they talk, whether it's the way they portray themselves, whether it's the way they look. Like if they just act like a kid, I'm like, no, no, can't do it. So like there
No,
has to be some level of maturity to some like part of them.
no, I understand. I mean, I've noticed that with myself too. As I've gotten older, I've been more attracted to like women that are mature and have like that want to
They can
do
like handle
things.
themselves.
Yeah, that
They can
want to.
handle
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah,
Yeah.
that they want to do things, or they're independent. They can make decisions for themselves, or they.
Oh gosh, that sounded so bad. They can actually make decisions for themselves for once.
Well, no, because I've had some. No, like that sounds bad, but I've dated some
I know
girls
what you
that.
mean, but just the
Yeah,
way it came.
yeah. I mean, I've dated some girls that they literally like they they couldn't ever decide
Right.
on anything, and it was like I
Yeah, yeah,
had to decide every little thing for them, and it
yeah.
just doesn't.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I understand it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, but I mean, it's just like I'm more like I want a girl like. I mean, back in the day, like I was partying, I was doing all that kind of stuff to where like I didn't mind like the girl I was with or doing all that. Like now, as I've gotten older, like I want more of a girl that kind like has her interests and hobbies and
Just got her
things. Like
shit together.
yeah, yeah, like there's more to it than just who can down a fifth of vodka
Yeah,
and not puke on you,
yeah,
because
yeah,
that's happened to me.
yeah.
Like I had a girl
I
puke.
think even
Yeah.
like at an early age, when I was in high school, I dated a couple girls who were younger than me, and after that, I was just like, I'm done. Like they're just bluesy. They're boring. They just are like, go do blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I'm done with that. Like, there's just a certain point, I think, and it's different for everybody, where you're just like, you know what? I respect the fact that you're, like you said, independent, take care of yourself, you know what you want. And I think that then eventually translates into other personality types, other, how they
Yeah, because it's
hold
good.
themselves, carry themselves, all that stuff.
Yeah, because it's good to have somebody that you're with that have their own interests, their own hobbies, because then you can see they're both each other's perspectives, because you don't have to agree on everything, one. And when you can have different perspectives and you guys both have different hobbies, you can kind of have those different, I don't want to say scenarios, but like you can do a bunch of different things. And you have more,
Well, you can be just as happy
yeah,
being together and doing hobbies that you both like, or you can be just as happy being away and doing your own thing. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
you know your sister. I mean, how often does she do her own thing?
Like,
That's fine. Like she
that's
has her
her,
own interests.
yeah.
So,
And that keeps things interesting too. It's like you don't have to do every little thing together, and
right.
the fact that I mean you're your own person. You shouldn't have to give up everything just to be with somebody.
Yeah.
So, but back on Jenna Ortega. I don't know. She's just in my brain right now because she's in a lot of movies right now, and her in
Yeah.
Scream was absolutely beautiful, and another one
Well,
that's
it's funny
in.
that she's in Scream and then just before that, she was in Wednesday, which are two like completely different roles.
Yeah. And another one that I find really attractive is Nina Dobrev from The Vampire Diaries.
Nina Dobrev?
Mm-hmm. And she's in Cop Out. I think is no, not Cop Out. It's Let's Be Cops.
You know who is one of my I wouldn't say crush because like we're older now, like it's
Yeah.
not a crush, but just like a celebrity that you're like,
You're
yeah.
like, man, she is.
Stephanie Beatrice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay. Okay.
And just like the way she portrays herself on that show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about who? If see if you can guess who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Just by me doing this.
Matthew
Mm.
McConaughey.
Huh?
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. What female do you think I'm talking about? That's in The Wolf of Wall Street.
I haven't seen that movie in years.
Margaret Robbie, who's also Miss Harley Quinn.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The way she plays that role in that film, when oh my gosh, just like
she's like.
her
And I don't want
accent.
this to sound in a bad way. Like she's oddly attractive at certain points.
Her accent and the way she plays her role in The Wolf of Wall Street. If you go back and watch the scene of her in like the pink dress and her like sitting there, like teasing Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yeah.
that I was like, oh my god, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Like I said, it's odd because she can look. I mean, she's played in Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, Barbie, Wolf. So like sometimes she can look, and I mean kudos to her because she's committing. But like certain roles, you can be like, no thanks, never. And then she'll turn around and just play a different role, and you're like, that's the same person. Like, yes, please. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What about like TV shows, like sitcom?
Rashida Jones, Ann Perkins from Parks and Rec.
Yep. Oh my gosh, I'll
April
never
Ludgate.
forget it. Do you remember from The Office the first time Michael meets her?
Mm-hmm.
She's obviously not Ann Perkins in that. She's
Yep.
Karen.
Yeah,
Oh,
Karen.
was your
Terrible
dad a
name.
GI? Oh, was your dad a GI?
Oh my god.
But yes, she is yeah.
Yeah, I would.
What about overrated celebrities that people say are like super attractive or hot and yours like eh?
That's a good one. That's a good one. I don't, like I'm not big on like on the Kardashian family. Like I find Kylie and Kim, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
not big on I'm not really big on the others. Kylie and Kim,
Yeah.
though, are the two that I find. I don't know. I think Kim's grown on me over the years just because of I don't know. I think since she's became a mother and like she has I don't know. Plus, I'm a big Pete Davidson fan, and the fact that Pete Davidson bagged her gave every one of us guys hope. And Pete Davidson, I don't know how he continues to do it, but this guy can be with Ariana Grande. He can be with Kim Kardashian. There was a thing that was on Twitter that said it was like something that said Jenna Ortega. I was like, no, leave her for us, because you never know. One of these days, I'm gonna take a vacation to LA, and I'm just gonna, and maybe the sun will hit, maybe the sky will align, and I'll run into, Jenna Ortega or Nina Dobrev, Nessa Hutchins, Nicki Minaj. That's what. Okay, growing up in high school, not gonna lie, I had a big thing for Nicki Minaj. Like When the song Anaconda came out, I was watching that music video at least 50 times a day. And I knew every word to Super Bass, still do, can still rap every word and lyric to Super Bass by Nicki Minaj. She had some of the best dance songs back then. Starships, Bees in the Trap, list goes on. Sex in the Lounge. I listen to that all the time. Actually, one of my exes back in high school, she was a big Nicki Minaj fan, so we were listening to Nicki Minaj all the time. But obviously we know why Nicki Minaj. We all know Nicki Minaj, but she was. But I like Cardi B too.
See, I think one of my top most overrated is Megan Fox.
I don't know, her and Transformers, man, is
In the first Transformers,
yeah, the first
when she actually looks like a person, she's super attractive. But then when you go to the second one, and I think she's still in the third one, or is that when they turn to the blonde chick? Anyways, when she just like turns into a plastic person, like she just looks so unnatural.
See
It's so off-putting.
what kind of threw me off with her is the MGK sharing the blood. Like I think they like drank each other's blood or like they shared each other's blood or something like
I don't
that.
even care about
It's super
that. I don't
weird.
even. I'm just saying.
I mean that's
Kristen Stewart's another one. No,
okay. I know who you're talking about. What do you think about Cardi B? I like Cardi B. I'm a Cardi B fan.
I don't know. I'd have to see a recent picture of her.
I think Cardi B is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, no, she doesn't do anything for me. No, no.
What if
Underrated. Underrated.
underrated?
Gina Carano. I always fuck up her last name. Gina Carano. UFC fighter in Mandalorian.
Oh, if we're gonna talk about a UFC fighter,
Yes.
Michelle Witherspoon, the Karate
I don't know why I can't ever.
Just put in the Karate
Michelle Witherspoon?
I think that's her name. Maybe.
Michelle Watterson.
Watterson.
Yeah, no. You can, no. I'm good.
So, tell me, if you could look like any celebrity guy, if you can give me a couple celebrity guys, that if you could look like this guy, if you could resemble this guy, who would it be? I'm going to go with a younger Vince Vaughn. Have you seen a young Vince Vaughn? A young Vince Vaughn growing up. He had the Riz. I guarantee you, he had the swag. A young Vince Vaughn.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah, he's a handsome guy. He's very handsome.
He is.
Very.
Yeah.
Like, I had no lie. I was like, man, if I could resemble that, like, not gonna lie, a young Vince Vaughn.
I don't know. See, I think now I would go as like a Robert Downey Jr.
Okay. Okay.
Like he's got the class. He's he dresses nice. He's got the nice goatee. But if I was just going for like a pure heartthrob, probably like Chris Hemsworth.
Okay. Okay. I can see that.
I mean, but like just my mentality wise, I feel like I'd be more like a Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
A little, nicer dress, has the shades, has the clean cut,
See, I would go for more of like a Zac Efron now.
Okay.
As he's gone older and he's gone through a lot of different movies and different roles, which I honestly think Zac Efron's a phenomenal actor. I think he's played a bunch of different roles.
He's underrated for sure.
Yeah, very much. I think.
It's not like I'd be ashamed to look like him. I mean,
yeah.
he's.
I feel like he gets that. I feel like because he was in all those High School Musicals growing up, he has that, like, oh my gosh, he was growing up on Disney Channel, that type of vibe.
He gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
As just like a hunk that can't act.
Yeah, I loved him in the Neighbors movies, to be honest. Like
he was great in Neighbors. what is it? Mike and Dave need wedding dates.
I love that movie
Great
so
in that.
much.
I
Oh,
mean,
that movie is
yeah.
hilarious. Oh my gosh. But I don't know if you've ever seen Seth Rogen was on a podcast or interview, and he was talking one day, or no, Zac Efron. Zac Efron was on the was
You're
on
ending this podcast as I started it.
yeah.
You can't talk.
Yeah. So Zac Efron was on the podcast or interview, and he was talking about the first time he had met Seth Rogen, and he was like, "Oh my god!" So I think he was like at a party or something, and he was like, "Oh my god!" Seth Rogen had walked into the room, so he's like, "Oh," he goes, "I'm gonna go say something to him." So he goes, "I went up to Seth Rogen. I'm like, hey man, I'm a huge fan of yours. Da 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 da. I love your work. You're so funny. Like you're so awesome. Blah blah blah." And he goes, Seth. He goes, just started going, shit, man, what the hell? I wasn't supposed to like you, man. You're not supposed to be a nice guy, man. You're not supposed to look like this. He goes, I'm supposed to hate you. I'm supposed to hate guys that look like you, but you look like this, and you're so nice. Gosh dang it. And he goes, that was the first time I met Zach. Like, he has that personality. And I think Seth Rogen's is a good-looking guy. If you've seen Seth Rogen now with the gray hair growing,
Once
as he's
he
gotten
aged
older,
better.
he's like one of
He
those
aged,
guys
yeah.
that as they age, they
Yeah.
got like they.
Well,
they
he
look,
cleaned up. He went
yeah.
away from just like the stoner, long hair, just sloppy
Yeah,
look.
like what he
and
looked
what?
like and knocked up to what he looks like
Yeah,
now is completely
yeah,
different. And
yeah.
like
He
Jonah
definitely
Hill, for
cleaned up
example,
nice.
like seeing
Yeah.
Jonah Hill from what he looked like when he played in
Mhm.
Superbad, knocked
Yep.
up, all that to what he looks like now.
Steve Carell
Steve Carell
aged what?
aged
Aged like
very well.
fine wine. Like I don't know if you watched the morning show
Hmm?
on Apple TV. He looks
Mm-hmm.
in that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all the Wayans family, they all, as they, like Marlon Wayans, Damon Williams Jr., like all the Wayans family, I think they, as they have gotten older, I feel like that family right there has got to be the most, like, I would love just to sit around like that family table with all the Wayans family and just sit around, because I guarantee you I would cry. I would probably have a heart attack from just laughing so much with that family. Like that,
Yeah.
it would be, oh my gosh, that family would be. But I would say, I'm not gonna lie, growing up, one dude I wish I really looked like and wanted to be just like, and like emphasis and like was like, oh, dude, this, like, I want to be just like him. Paul Walker from the Fast and Furious movies. So I wanted to be Paul Walker. Like, I wanted the sports car. Like, he was so cool. Like the way he talked, like him and Tyrese, like that, the bond they had. And then he was in I'm just gonna
No, I laugh because you say that, because I've mentioned it
Varsity
before.
Blues.
If I don't do my hair, it's very curly, and I would, and I don't mean this in any way, shape, or form, but when I worked at a certain store and it was kind of the hood of South Bend, every black person said I looked like Paul Walker
Paul Walker.
because my hair was curly. I kept it at that length, and every white person said I looked like Justin Timberlake. And it was like it was like split down the middle.
Heck no.
And like I said, I'm not making this up. This is not I'm not
You said
stereotyping.
you look like JT. All I can think
and it
of
was
it's gonna be me music video right now.
it was literally just because of the way I had my hair, because it was kept short, it was curly,
Mhm.
so they associated my hair with the movies they watch, or the music videos they watch, or the music they listen to. And those are the two celebrities that I got called the most, were Justin Timberlake and Paul Walker.
See, I had an older lady that always would call me Adrian Brody. Every time she would see me, she would say, "Oh, is that my little Adrian Brody?"
Adrian Brody. Okay.
Yeah,
I can see
He's
that.
in The Pianist, and then he's in Peaky
Mhm.
Blinders and all that.
Yep. I can see that.
But
Yeah.
I had people that told me I've looked like Adrian Brody, and then I've had a few people tell me I look like Austin Theory from the WWE, which I wish I was as jacked as Austin Theory. If you watch him, I watched a couple YouTube videos of Austin Theory lifting weights. This guy can
Are you
pump.
sure you didn't just dream that?
No, no. I wish I could. I would dream looking like that big. Yes, because this guy, you should watch him lift weights because this guy on the videos, he's like, oh, this is just a warm up as he's just repping like 150 like pound arm curls just 50 times. Like, okay, this is just your warm up. Now you're gonna do this 50 times on triceps. Now you're gonna do this. Now we're gonna do that for 4 rounds. Okay, that's your warm up. And Sheamus was like, what? This is the warm-up? Like, what? Like, you need to watch him do like, it's crazy. But, yeah, I've been told I look like Adrian Brody more than enough. But I used to be called the White Snoop Dogg, so which would you rather
The White Snoop
The
Dogg?
White Snoop Dogg used to be my the White Snoop, if I could be. I dated this one girl, and she told me if I was a white if I was a black guy because she was black, and he's like she's like you're like the white version of Snoop Dogg, like just the way you talk and like handle yourself, and I'm like, I could go for that. That's fine with me. That's fine with me.
I mean, that could be called worse things.
Yeah, exactly. I love Snoop Dogg. I've always listened to Snoop. Snoop's my boy. What was funny is the Cincinnati Bengals is my football team, and the year that they're in the Super Bowl is the halftime performance is my boy 50 Cent, Eminem, Dr. Dre, and Snoop. So I was pretty happy, even though I did love Rihanna this year.
That was a baller halftime show.
That was sick. And I'm not going to bring up the bull crap pass interference call, the bull holding, bull crap.
Well, he just did bring it up, so.
I'm not going to say anything. That was BS. We all know that. But anyways, we all know who's going to win it this year.
Yeah, okay. So if you could pick a celebrity to go on a date with, like have an evening with, like no, like you just go out and have a good time. No like sexual innuendos, no like expectations at the end of the night. Just you pick a female celebrity to go out and just have a good time with for one night.
I don't know, but this person popped up in my head. And for some reason, I feel like she would be a great person to hang out with. And might catch people off guard. Sandra Bullock.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, so with her, the reason I say Sandra is she's played a crap ton of roles. And she's played different roles, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, some of the ways, like, the way she can act, the way she can do things, like, I feel like going out, like, to, like, a Dave & Buster's with her, or, like, having drinks, and, like, doing something like that, going to, like, a karaoke bar, like, Sandra Bullock would be so cool, just, I don't know, I feel like Sandra, I don't know, she just, like, popped up in my head when you said that, and I was just like, you know what, like thinking of, like, the proposal, and the heat, I'm like, I could really go with her, or actually you go next because I'm gonna look her up because I'm forgetting her name right now.
Okay, so if I wanted to just go out and have a good time, like just have fun and just say, you know what, fuck it for the night, we're gonna go out and have some fun, it'd be Christina Pajitsky, hands down. She's a comedian. She's Tom Segura's wife, and she would just be like, I'd be like, you know what? We're going out for one night. Let's have a party. And she'd be like, hell yeah, let's go. And we would just go out and just like one night banger. But if I just wanted to like sit down and like have a classy, like typical like date night, a nice dinner, blah, 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 probably Jennifer Aniston. Just a nice, like classy sit down, nice dinner, maybe go see a show, maybe do something after. But at the end of the day, I'd probably have more fun with Christina P because it would just be a frickin' blast.
See, I would love to go on a date with Sofia Vergara, Gloria in Modern Family.
Okay.
She would be a blast to have fun. Like in her accent. See, I thought she was beautiful. I thought Sarah Hyland in Modern Family was, which is Haley Dunphy, obviously, as the older years, obviously. Because I think Sarah Hyland's like 32 now or something like that. But Sophia is like 50 now. But she is absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
Who'd you look up? Did you look up both of them?
Sarah Hyland.
Yeah. As you notice, can you kind of
See,
tell?
here's the thing, and I want to go back to what we talked about earlier and talked about how like age matters.
Mm-hmm.
So my first thought was Christina P. Because A, she's older than me.
Mm-hmm.
B, she's gone through some shit. So it's like if I want to go out and have a good time, like, you know what? Just come on with me. You show me the ropes, and let's have some good time. But like, I mean, obviously Jennifer Aniston's older than me, but that's like more of a classy, traditional, like, napkin and 2 different knives and 2 different forks and a couple different spoons for dinner type of date.
Okay. So have you kind of noticed a pattern with me at all with going from like Sophia Vergara, Sarah Hyland, Jenna Ortega, Nina Dobrev,
Yeah.
Who else did I say? Vanessa Ann Hutchins.
Yeah.
Telling you. That's just saying. But
see, we're very like this is one of those things we're very different at.
Yeah. And then I could also say on One Tree Hill. I mean, I can go down the line on One Tree Hill if you really want.
Oh God,
me to
I can't yet because we haven't started watching it yet.
If you want me to go down the line with One Tree Hill, I really can because I can give you, Sophia Bush, Hillary Burton, Bethany Joy Lenz. I mean that's Brooke Payton and Haley right there. I mean that's.
Well, I can't comment on that because we haven't started watching it yet. We still need to do that.
If you look, okay. So the first time I'd watched One Tree Hill, I fell in love just in the first 15 seconds of the first episode, because seeing Peyton and the car driving up, and the music she's listened to, and meanwhile when I first saw this, I was like,
You're talking about Peyton?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was like beautiful, and she goes through a lot in One Tree Hill. Oh my goodness, like she goes through so much. Like every season, every couple episodes, I'm like, oh my God, this girl just keeps going through the ringer. I mean, everybody through that in that TV series goes through hell and back like numerous times. That TV series is freaking awesome. I mean, I can go on about it for a million hours. Like, it is such a great show. The music, the actors and actresses, the scenery. Wilmington, North Carolina. Such a beautiful place. Went there last year.
You with you right now.
I mean, I can. I mean, I'm just saying. One Tree Hill. It's just, yeah.
All right. Fair enough. To each their own.
And One Tree Hill, it's taught me a lot about love, and things like that. Obviously,
I'll hold my comments. You can't set me up like that. I'll hold my comments.
Yep, teaches me a lot about broken hearts. Teaches me a lot how to, that's why I'm so keen on this breakup playlist, because,
There you go.
But yeah, so I feel like those are, I feel like a good rasta of a celebrity.
We have very different. We have very different opinions.
Yeah, but we have
for sure.
What's our age difference? What's the year gap?
I'm 35.
So 7. So I mean, a 7-year gap.
Yeah.
So you gotta think.
Yeah. I mean, that plays into it.
Yeah.
I will say probably like you love One Tree Hill, and that was probably a little like before my like target age.
Mhm.
But Friday Night Lights, the TV show,
Oh,
you
yeah.
ever watch that?
Oh, is that a dumb question? Tim
Just
Riggins, my
just
boy.
a guilty pleasure show, and like Tim Riggins is
I would
just
pull a Tim Riggins and freaking break into a gas station and get a freaking burrito for a woman and get tased. That would be me. That would be me.
But then you'll also be the same guy who, when a tornado comes, you save the chick and sacrifice yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, done that. Been there. Just not in a tornado. Just sacrificed everything. Doesn't matter, though.
But the thing
Doesn't
is,
matter.
too, like you also, especially now, you watch those shows and you're like, that's not what high school is like at all.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's like
I mean-
some of it is, some of it isn't. It just depends on how you play it out.
Like the relationship aspect of
Oh
it
yeah, like yeah.
usually is like high school. But like the fact that Tim can just basically get up every morning and just start slamming beers and then just not go to any of his classes and then not show up for practice or show up hammered.
Well, I did have some classmates and teammates.
But
that
like,
were,
but the fact that like nobody cares, it's like, oh, that's just Riggins. It's all good, and then just like you move on.
yeah, it happens. It happens. I mean, and extents and stuff like that, because you gotta think of like, you gotta look at some of the recruiting things back in the day, like.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was less regulated.
Yeah.
So
I still remember my visit to one of the college universities of me taking shots off the cheerleaders in the soccer house, and I was like, okay, this is okay. So, yeah, I like this. I like this. I just kind of thought of this because we were watching Parks and Rec the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, Ann Perkins quit. Just stop. And like, it's Rashida Jones, obviously. She's amazing, and I thought this would be a good topic to talk about some of the celebrities, and it was kind of just seeing, and I wanted to bring up Tori Wilson because she's beautiful and whatnot. Just kind of different topic to talk about.
you have to.
Yeah, I had to because she's number one. She was there from the beginning, and she's still going strong.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be a special place in your heart.
Don't even bring her up.
Well, on that note, as always, rate, review, subscribe. One Day Insanity on Twitter. One Day Insanity at gmail.com. At Higginsanity on YouTube. Again, just watch, follow, leave comments, email, do whatever. Give us ideas. That's it. We just want you guys to be engaged.
There you go. Well,
until
like
next
I
time.
said, deuces.